your utter uselessness is forgiven on the grounds of compassion, and you end up living in your mother's basement until you produce fantasies as a consequence of your squelched development of perhaps going out and shooting up a high school.
When God first decided to create the world, he sought to build it on mercy alone, pure compassion, limitless forgiveness. But he saw that this would just lead to absolute chaos. We'd get away with everything. There'd be no accountability. We'd destroy each other. So he introduced justice, structure, responsibility, consequence. So only with both could the world survive. And I think this struggle between mercy and justice isn't just a religious concept. I think it's playing out right now in our own society, every day. To me, it reflects a core divide between the Republicans and Democrats, liberals and conservatives. One side pushes for more compassion, inclusivity, while the other demands more discipline and order. But can a civilization truly function without a balance of both? I found this old video of Jordan Peterson exploring this timeless truth and giving his take, revealing why unchecked tolerance or unchecked rigidity leads to ruin, and how only the balance of these forces can hold society together.
Who I'm a great admirer of, once described an old religious idea, and that was that God ruled the world with two hands, right and left, mercy and justice. And the world couldn't survive if only mercy applied, because then no one would ever be encouraged to adopt the trappings and responsibilities of adulthood. You end up in a situation where you're forgiven for absolutely everything you do or fail to do. You're thrust into the Freudian nightmare of the Oedipal family, where your utter uselessness is forgiven on the grounds of compassion, and you end up living in your mother's basement until you produce fantasies as a consequence of your squelched development of perhaps going out and shooting up a high school. Mercy, in its excess, produces pathology. Justice, in its excess, produces pathology too, because people are not perfect, and that means that we all fail when we attempt to do the things that we know that we should do. And so being held to account for our failures has to be tempered by mercy, but both principles have to apply. Justice means there's structure and rules, and the people who abide by the structure and play by the rules and move towards the top win. And mercy means we're forgiven our failures so that we can rise up and play again. But you can't have one without the other, because the world falls apart if you do. And this is my problem with tolerance, because tolerant people, first of all, let's say those who proclaim the virtues of tolerance, believe that they're tolerant, but generally that's not the case. They just don't want to accept the responsibility that playing by the rules would bring.
So what do you think? Can a world built on only mercy or only justice truly survive? And I love how Jordan Peterson really brings it together. There's got to be a tension between the two so that we keep everything in balance. Hey, if you found this insight valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going.